Welcome to Chapter 9 of the Speaker's Primer. Chapter 9 is about audience analysis. It starts off, of course, with audience analysis before the speech. There are a number of ways you can do that. You can do direct observation. You can actually look around at your audience if you're in the audience. And especially if you're in the audience before you've been asked to speak or you know you're going to have to, you can look around. You can look around at how many people there are, who they might be. You might look for emotional disposition, sort of the mood of the audience if you're about to get up to speak. The demographics of the audience might be something you can look at before the speech. If you're in a college class, for instance, you're going to look around and you're going to see a lot of young people typically. There may be other things that you may see, things that you may be able to determine, such as race, religion, socioeconomic status, education level, sexual orientation. These are all demographics that may affect how you present a speech to some degree, but not to a huge degree, in that we don't want to treat an audience in a certain way just based on certain things that might show prejudice, so be careful on that. Methods of analysis during the speech. Direct observation. Of course, you should be paying attention to your audience. I tell the story sometimes of my master's program, and I said something that when I was doing a presentation on one of my papers, and the audience clearly didn't like something I said, and I had to go back and think, what did I just say? And I said it again, but I said it in a different way. And when I said it in the different way, the audience was like, this was what, well, they had misunderstood what I was talking about. And it took it almost as a criticism of people their age in that situation. It wasn't that at all, I promise you that. So direct observation, you can actually poll the audience. You can actually poll the audience during the speech. I've had students who polled the audience beforehand. The young lady walked up, she had very quietly asked everybody in the audience certain things about a certain topic, and no one knew she was asking everybody. When she walked up, she said, I know that 63, I think it was, or 4% of you disagree with me on what I'm going to say. All I'm asking is that you listen to me and just with an open mind, just sort of hear what it is I have to say. Well, the whole class sat there and went, wow, a lot of work you did. Other ways of gathering audience information: who the contact person is that invited you to speak, especially if you're invited to speak to a certain group. And also it talks about surveys where you might survey the audience. And then personal interviews where you actually talk to people from the audience. Now that's a very short chapter. And as many of these chapters, chapter 9, audience analysis, many of these chapters are. This book had a goal of having 24 chapters, and they achieved the goal by separating things out into chapters that no other book I've ever seen, except for those who have certain goals for how many chapters they want, would ever do. But that aside, it's a pretty good book. And I'm going to go to the next chapter.